Let's start with the Sunday night game, something we absolutely have to talk about because Patrick Mahomes did some crazy shit in the first half.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun to review. Always
Yeah,
gotta love it.
I think obviously big picture takeaway. Best defense in the league, arguably through 3 weeks, were the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Yeah,
And the Chiefs absolutely shredded them for most of this game.
yeah,
And I think that says a lot about where the Chiefs offense might be and where the Chiefs offense might be going.
yeah. That's why when I watched them play the Colts last week, the Chiefs offense, I reviewed it, and it was one of those games where it's like they just missed a couple plays, and it wasn't perfect, but it was one of those where it's like it was just one of those games. The NFL is really hard. If you have those opportunities to really blow the door open or really just take a double digit lead or something, and you don't, other team starts creeping back and always squeezes. If you ever played NFL Blitz, the video game, it was that midway rubber band effect. That's how the NFL actually is. It always kind of squeezes at the end. As we saw a lot of games today, that's how it kind of finished up. And watching that game, I was like, they're going to be just okay. They played this defense, though, and when we were with Deontay, I was kind of like, this Bucs defense has some answers for what the Chiefs want to do, like what they prefer to do. So I think it was discipline and a good game plan from the Chiefs, and they executed. I mean, they looked phenomenal in the first half, and they didn't play perfect in the second half, and they still put up a 40-burger.
Favorite things they did for you in the first half, just structurally to what the Bucs were doing on defense?
Ran counter. They ran run plays that made sense, and that's the number one thing. It was the run plays made sense to me, not just the under center stuff, but the type of runs. I saw some gun counter in there. I really want to go back and look at which each one was, but they're putting their guys in better positions. They got really, I mean, they also go, hey, Travis Kelce's our X, so let's just spam the ball to him 50 different ways. I mean, they just pound the rock, and then they got everybody else involved as they kind of like squeezed. I think it was just a nice, well-rounded game plan from them. They weren't trying to do anything too cute. I mean, of course, in the red zone stuff, that's when they always go crazy. But I think really the run game looked more disciplined as far as not getting too cute as far as the RPO stuff. And also it just looks sound. It was Mahomes is operating quickly. Just looked like they had an answer for everything that the Bucs are going to throw at them.
More Pacheco in the run game potentially moving forward. It feels a little bit different when he's the one carrying the ball. It just seems like there's a little
less
bit
McKinnon in there.
A little bit more pop, a little bit more juice. I mean, every time he touches it, it feels like something could happen. And it seems like that's something that they might want to lean into moving forward. Through 3/4 of this game, him and CH, I always say CHE for some reason. Him and Clyde Edwards-Helaire had pretty much the same number of carries, and it just felt differently when he was touching the ball.
Yeah.
The Mahomes or the Kelce stuff, I love so many of the things that they did. The little jerk route they ran with him when he motioned into that little bunch, that's like a Julian Edelman play. Think about how many times in man coverage situations we've seen the Patriots do that with somebody who's like a short area quickness guy. Travis Kelce is a tight end who is 6'5" and weighs like 245 pounds. So that's incredible. And we know he can do that kind of stuff. Mahomes made, I think, 3 throws that I was like, okay, whatever. Like, I guess so. There was one, the seam ball he hit to MVS, just ripping that thing. And the touch needed to kind of put it in that exact place between the safeties. He hit one where the Bucs were mugged up, I think on a 3rd and 10. In like a cover 0 look, and he hits his back foot and doesn't even almost take a hitch. Like the moment he hits his back foot, he's in his throwing motion, and Devin White was mugged up and had to get underneath Kelce on the right sideline. And he did a very good job of trying to get underneath him, but the ball is instantly out and on time and accurate. It was a gorgeous play. And then the one he made down near the goal line is just absolutely ridiculous. Like a 1-of-1, like, I guess so. If that's what you're going to do, then everyone else is screwed sort of play. So it was definitely one of those Patrick Mahomes days through 4 weeks. As we sit here and there's all of this hemming and hawing about whether there are good teams in the NFL and what's happening to offense and who we can really count on, Patrick Mahomes leads the NFL in EPA per dropback. 0.33 pretty much in his own zip code.
The more things change, the more things stay the same. But I mean, I'm glad those throws. It was the in structure throws. It was the perfect Mahomes kind of like encapsulation. Even the late interception was him all the way, like him trying to do too much, throwing back over the middle. But like also just their use of personnel, like they're getting all these tight ends involved, Fortson and Noah Gray, and actually using them not just as kind of like glorified decoys. But I would say it's maybe overall tendency breakers that Andy Reid in this offense did. Mahomes, of course, was exceptional, But like they won the 13 personnel, like with the 3 tight ends, and Fortson got involved. But then also they were going 11 with Kelce as the only tight end. But a lot of defenses go, oh, you're a receiver, and they would run counter with him and pull him. And he actually did a good job blocking, which is not why you pay Travis Kelce. It's not why Travis Kelce's going to the Hall of Fame. It's not because of that, but it's a nice thing that you can just sprinkle in. You just have to run it once or twice, and that's on. Defenses have to honor it from now on. They look back at this film, they go, shit, we can't just treat him like a receiver because they're actually using him like a tight end. Like that's what that does. And it sounds
just
corny.
Enough.
It sounds
just enough to put it out there. Yep.
Yes. That they have to account for it, that they have to account for that luck. And that's what it felt like a Chiefs offensive performance. It was the fun, tricky stuff, but it was also the fundamental stuff that Andy Reid has with his background. And it was just Patrick Mahomes just looking amazing. I mean, EPA, like you said, he was leading EPA per dropback. I think he was tied with Tua going into this week. And then now, I mean, that performance, even with a late pick, I mean, I'm sure he looked great. It looked really, really good tonight against a very good Bucs defense.